Hello friends, this is a long planned video about setting the views in Microsoft Flight Simulator and how I set it actually, not how Microsoft tells us to set it or other users. This is my personal setting. The first thing you should probably have running is the look around modus. You can do it with the right mouse button by default. And I have a a Logitech gaming mouse, and I can set a side button and map it to the right mouse button, and that makes it easier. I'm using the free spinning mouse wheel that I have to zoom in and out. You can do that without pressing the right mouse button, which is not a good idea, by the way. I always would prefer that you have to press the button for quick view, for look around, to zoom in and out. Nevertheless, you can do it without. The reason is that sometimes you want to turn a knob, and if you accidentally miss the knob a little bit, you will zoom all of a sudden. Okay. The next thing you should learn probably is how to move around your head in the cockpit so you can set views or just move around. So I can go left, right, back, forward, and even into the seat, it seems, and up and down. It's limited by the windows, by the way, but that depends on the airplane. Up and down. So let me teach you how that is done. I pressed the escape key to come to this menu, and let me show you how to find keys. First of all, I have an own keyboard definition here, my keyboard. Yep, and your keyboard, you can change that and can make a new one, and I have the default one, I have it, but I'm using my own keyboard definition. You can also, I think, clear all keyboards. Don't know how to do that right now, but it's possible. I don't remember. Anyway, for instance, the keyboard escape key can be found. The escape key on the keyboard can be found by pressing escape, and then you see that it's mapped to toggle pause. Yep. And the other way around, you can search for a command like pause, and you see that I have set pause on, pause off, and toggle pause. Toggle pause comes to the menu, and pause on just pauses the flight, the simulation, and pause off resumes it. There is no toggle pause. As you see, this is not toggle pause. It's not the same pause, so to speak. Yeah, this I think is an old bug. They probably wanted toggle active pause to be at escape and toggle pause to be something else. I don't use toggle active pause because it's generating problems. Yeah, how do you set a key now? So you click here and then you clear the current input if it has an input, and then you press P and validate that. So now I have set it. I can do a second key to the same command if you like. Let me cancel that. In case you enter something which is already known to the system, already defined, this is already used somewhere else, you want to bind it anywhere. It's set for set pause off. No, I don't want to do that. I actually want peace. Yeah, validate that. So I have it back. Note also that there is a filter. You can have the assigned, essential, assigned, and new keys, and all keys. So you can restrict your search here. Good. Once you have set keys, you have to apply and save and go back. But let me show you the views to move around the cockpit. This is, let me search by input. I have it on the left key. Translate cockpit to view left. And Control Left I have set to Cockpit View Left, which turns the view. And that can also be done with the mouse, left key. So that's on Translate Cockpit View. We can also look for Translate. And the cockpit camera has on my computer set right, left, up, and down for moving the view in the direction that I want. So I'm using these arrow keys for that. The default is different. I don't remember. No, that's because I have not applied and saved that. The default is right and left is the same, but Alt up, Alt down. Well, I use a different setup. To move the head up and down, well, I'm using the page up key, that one, and it is increase cockpit view height. All these views are in cockpit camera, so let me show you how to find those. Yeah, here is cockpit camera, and I have filtered all. You can also go to assigned ones. These are the ones that I have assigned for the cockpit view. And there should be somewhere the translate stuff. Translate, and also the increase height and so on. Maybe it's not here, surprisingly. Cockpit view, decrease cockpit view height, and there is increase cockpit view, and that's not alphabetically sorted, it seems. This way you find your assigned keys. Now, while we are here, let me teach you how to use the custom cameras. That's the next important thing. So I can save custom cameras, 10 custom cameras, custom camera 0 to custom camera 9. These custom cameras in, and I save them with Control Num key, the numpad here on that side, and I call them with the num1 to num9, with this exception. I'm telling you why in a minute. So, but you can also assign it to num5. So the custom camera 5 is called by alt num5 on my system. All else are simply assigned by the num key. Make sure that you have the num key enabled on your keyboard. The key for that is up there, at least on my keyboard. That's switches on and off the num keys. If you don't have num keys, of course, you have to use other keys like the number keys above your alphabetic keyboard. Good. Okay, let me apply and go back, resume. So now we can set custom views. Assume you want to set a custom view to the pedestal. How do you do that? You look down, maybe go a little bit to the left and forward, and you can also zoom out and in, and now you press Control, whatever you want to assign to it. Let's say Control Num 3, and once you press Num 3, it will go there. I have done that. Okay, I have set left. Those are my custom views. As you see, those are my custom views, and there is one overhead wing. And that I used all 10 custom views, unfortunately, already, and so I don't have an overhead wing view for the left side. How do you get there? Well, it's an interesting exercise. Go through the door, turn around with the mouse, open the door, and go along the aisle with your custom views, like so. And then you go to a window and set a custom view. Easy as that. So much about the custom views. Then there are default views. This is the default cockpit view that I have here. If you press one of the custom views and press it again, it will go to the default view. There's also an IFR and landing view. This is my IFR view, and this is my landing view. Yep, as you see. And you should be able to set those views. So let me teach you. The default view is the one that you get if you press a custom view twice. So this is a default view. The default view of this airplane is different. It's somewhere something like that, something like that even. I don't like it, so it's important to be able to set the default view. Let me go to the control options again, and let me teach you. Search by input. First, let's start with the home button. VFR pilot view save. That's what I call the default view. It's actually the VFR view. I didn't know that. VFR. Reset cockpit view, because here it's named cockpit view. And num5 is my alternative to go to the cockpit view. That's why I have not assigned that to the custom view 5. Home is the other key that I use, and there are also assignments on my joystick. You can do that with the joystick, but I'm not talking about that today. Yeah, this is only the cockpit camera. The external camera is something different. This is the cockpit view, and then I have the landing view, toggle landing view, hold. That means hold means that you press the key and then it toggles actually. Landing pilot view save control L. And the other key I have set is the I key, that's I, and the other one is L, sorry, that's I, toggle IFR mode, cockpit hold, and IFR pilot view save. So I can save those keys, I can save those views and change them. Let me demonstrate that back in the plane with zoom. So again, if I go somewhere and press my home key, I'm going back to the VFR default. That's the default, which I call default cockpit view. And this is the landing view toggled. You can also have a landing view which is not toggled, which is not whole. You have to, how is that? Sorry, the IFR view. This is the IFR view, not the landing view. Sorry about that. And I have also an IFR view which is not toggling but holding. Let me show you that. I think I missed that point. Let me enter IFR here. Yep, now we see it. This is I. It's an I, it's not an L. Toggle IFR mode hold. And I think they got that wrong. Yeah, so you have to hold it actually here. Now there are some bugs actually. Yep, the IFR mode hold is working like this. You have to press the key, and if you let it go, it will go back. And then there's a toggle view. That's the space. I think the landing view is done in a different way. Actually, this key, L, toggles the landing view, and you have to hold it. Maybe it's working the same way, I don't know. And I have set key for toggle landing. Let me show you. Go back with zoom. So landing view, this is the landing view, and it's a hold, and I have K, and it's not working at all. So there are bugs actually there. But this is the IFR. To repeat myself, this is the IFR mode, and this is default cockpit view. Okay, so set the default cockpit view called VFR mode, set the IFR and the landing, if you like. The landing is not absolutely necessary, but in some planes it's quite nice to have it. But this one is really essential. Okay, for the overhead, by the way, I'm going a little bit to the right and up and make sure that I still can see out of the window. Maybe like that. Actually using that one. Good. Now, let me demonstrate instrument views. The easiest way to learn this is to go to the camera settings here, and here you see the cockpit view again, and also reset position. So this is something, if you go there, and this will reset. That's the VFR default view that we are talking about. I don't change anything of that. There are now pilot views. This is the close view, which we called IFR mode, the pilot view, which is the VFR mode, the landing view, and the co-pilot view. And there is no key to set this, unfortunately. Yeah, you cannot set a view here. You have to define a custom view. Don't know why. There are instruments view, MC view captain, MC view flight officer, EFB captain, and so on. But I'm using, even the cabin has some default views looking forward, unfortunately, in this plane. Well, I'm not using this, I'm using custom views. Reset position. Now, so this is my custom view. And there are quick views inside the cockpit. Quick view 5, quick view 7, quick view 8, and things like that. So how to set instrument and quick view by keyboard? You can do so. Let's start with quick view. So these are the quick views. I only have defined cycle, but you can use that. And instrument views, I have defined Control Shift Num 9, Control Shift Num 6, and so on. Let me demonstrate that. I don't know if it's working like that. Those are Control Shift Num, and I can use that to easily use the predefined instrument views. I prefer that by custom views and looking around. Let me continue on a checklist, sorry. The cameras. So this is the cockpit. Then there is an external camera which always starts in the back of the plane, but it remembers its position if you change it. And I have defined keys to rotate and go up and down. And that's all I have defined. If you go close, it will look rather distorted, and if you go further, even more. Reset position goes always to the back. There should be some default view. I don't know what that is. That is from the side, external views, and there are quick views from the front and the side and back. I don't know if you can assign keys to that. I haven't. So this is the external and the cockpit, and there are, well, let me show that later. Showcase is a drone view which works completely different. There is a free camera drone and fixed camera as well, not in this plane. The drone you can position anywhere, so you can walk around the airport, going down, maybe doing an inspection of the plane. Once you are at the height of your head approximately, you can quite easily walk around here and check the plane. Yeah, what are the keys for that? They are different. So that's the camera, and then we have the drone camera. yaw, drone right, left, drone up, and so on, drone down. You can even set the drone to a specific target. Well, for the start, I would just define keys to go right, left, up, translate drone right, yaw, right, left, turning. That's turning, and translating means translating the position. Yep. And there should be a reset drone, which I don't see right now. So let me go to all for the moment. All, and try reset drone target. Drone. Now you can also search for reset maybe. And in the drone camera, fixed camera, reset fixed camera. Let me set this to home. Yeah, validate. Apply and save, go back. Resume. So we are in the drone camera, so now let's press the reset key, and it doesn't work. Well, there are still some omissions I don't understand. I don't understand everything here. Yeah, you can set the position here, of course. So this is a drone camera. How do you switch between the cockpit and the drone cameras? That's easy. You define keys for that. I think the default ones, I don't know the default ones actually, but you can set them. Let me go to the control options, keyboard. I've set it on a keyboard, and I've set F9, like in Microsoft Flight Simulator, the old version, toggle cockpit view, and F10 is toggle drone camera, and F11, F12 I think is toggle external view. F11 next fixed camera, but that's also not working. But anyway, you can use that, for instance, to toggle to external view. So this is F9, F10 for the external view, and that's the drone view. The drone view is always fixed to the airplane, and you can position the drone, for instance. Let me try to do that. So drone view, and then go back a little bit to the side and up, and you can also pitch it up and down, and you can set this view to the drone view. Yep. Good. I think that's almost all I want to say to the view system. So to repeat, first thing is be able to look around and to zoom in and out somehow. You can also set a plus/minus key to zoom in and out, by the way. And next key is to set custom cameras everywhere, and then be sure that you have the default view set correctly. And you can set also an instrument view, that one, and toggle it, and the landing view. Now there are some more views like the views to the specific instruments, and those are fixed views, and I showed you that you can use them too. Fine, that's all I want to say in this short video. I hope it's helpful. I know it's a lot to try out. Make sure also that you have, first of all, an escape key to go to these options. And even if you change the keyboard and delete all keys, which is somehow possible, I don't know why, how. Maybe there was an option, I think. Even if you have a new keyboard, make sure that you have the escape key set correctly, because it's important. If you don't have it, you don't get this menu. Yep, and make sure also that you define a new keyboard. There's a preset manager here, and current profile keyboard, my keyboard. Well, you can clear all. That's the way to clear everything there. And you can delete this and set to the defaults, rename it, and duplicate it. So you duplicate the default one and then change it. That's probably the best way to do that. Go back, resume. I'm now going to do a flight to Geneva or something like that. Will be nice in the evening and maybe short of sunset, and maybe works very well. Thank you for watching the video, and if it was useful, please leave me a like or a comment. Especially I would like to hear comments about anything you do differently to how I told you in this video. I'm learning all the time. Bye bye.